Hi church, I hope you are all well today. I have never been so stumped as for what to write for a devotional. I've really struggled with it today. I just watched Angie Spicer's. I'm a little bit behind, so I just watched Angie's and it was great about the Lord's Prayer. So I picked up my Bible, and you do the whole flicking your finger thing through, just stop somewhere. This is going to be it, this is going to be it. Nothing makes any sense. So, okay, I thought, right, let's go right to the front. And I just want to show you the front inside cover of mine. And what that is basically is, all those scriptures and verses that you hear people say and you go, what is that one? Because that's really helpful. For example, it's got like John 3:16, for God so loved the world that he gave his one and only son, that kind of thing. Obviously we all know that one, but there's all these other ones that I didn't know where to find them even though I've heard it, so I list them out here and I can turn to them quickly. So the very first one in this is Matthew 6:9-13, the Lord's Prayer. Now I've just watched Angie's devotional and I think maybe God is saying to me, maybe to more of us, to just keep it simple, take it back to basics. So I thought, yeah, that's what I'm going to do, because I'm really stuck for an idea today. So I just picked out two verses that I've got written in the front of my Bible, and the first one I'm going to read to you is Proverbs 17 verse 1, and it says, better a dry crust with peace and quiet than a house full of feasting with strife. Now that's so true, isn't it? I think we all know that feeling that there's nothing quite like when you hit the sweet spot in life and you've got that peace and your household is peaceful. Maybe it's even after you've had a massive family Christmas and everybody's gone home, that sense of peace that can follow at any time really. But it's that place where you might not have much actually at all, but you just feel peaceful, your life isn't complicated, things are going well, and you're just very grateful to God for that time. I think the more stuff we have anyway, the more complicated it makes life. But it made me think of in the Lord's Prayer, give us this day our daily bread. It's just a really simple prayer, isn't it? But covers everything that we need. And then there's another scripture that I just plucked out the front of my Bible here, and it is from Jeremiah 17, and it's Jeremiah's question and God's response, and it says, the heart is deceitful above all things and beyond cure. Who can understand it? And God's response is, I, the Lord, search the heart and examine the mind, to reward a man's conduct according to what his deeds deserve. And again, that's just a really simple thing, isn't it? That I think God sees everything that we do, and even when we're feeling really washed up and useless, like we can go in cycles, this, can't we? Flying high with God, crashing down, up here again, crashing down. But God still loves us the same all the time. He sees all that we do. He knows our hearts, and also he sees what others do to us when they're unkind to us, and nothing gets past him, thankfully. And it just reminded me again in the Lord's Prayer where it says, forgive us our debts as we also forgive our debtors. So I'm just so grateful that we can take it back to basics and get really simple with God, and know that he's there in everything that we do, and there's a prayer for it all, and it can be that size and it covers it. So when you're all out of ideas, maybe you've prayed so long about a situation, maybe you've struggled so much, maybe you've loved and it's not been returned, maybe because you've hated because you're just so hurt and you don't know how to turn it around, and you're feeling guilty about the way you feel, whatever it might be, just keep it simple. Just go to God with your simplest of prayers. And quite often my prayer most days is this. I say, Lord, I'm all out of ideas, and please God, put a guard on my mouth when you need to. Give me wisdom when I need it, and please give me boldness when I'm supposed to speak out. Please open my mouth when I need to. And Jesus, come with me today. I'd love you to be with me in everything that I do. And so I pray for you today that whatever you're going through, whether you're soaring with God or whether you feel as though you're on the floor, just keep it simple. Go to him, just speak to him like we're talking now. Tell him what's on your mind, and just let him pick you up, wrap you up and walk with you. It's as simple as that. Don't mean to be flippant, just saying it can be simple. We don't have to tie ourselves up in knots. So I pray you have a really lovely, uncomplicated day. Bye.